Shocking surveillance video shows the moment a car came barreling toward Ross shoppers in Natomas Saturday night with no slowing down.
We had to very quickly triage and treat the injured and get people shuttled off to the hospital. It was a chaotic scene for sure.
CBS 13 blurring the moment the large SUV strikes shoppers, both inside and outside the store.
Several people did get clipped or struck directly by that vehicle, and they suffered what I believe to be broken bones, maybe in some internal injuries.
5 people total were hurt and taken to the hospital Saturday night. 4 with more minor injuries, 1 seriously injured. Sac Fire confirmed Sunday that patient is stable at the hospital.
You never know. You never know what's going to happen when you leave your home. You come out, you get in your car, anything can happen.
Natomas families coming to shop Sunday found the doors locked and windows boarded. Horrified to learn this happened at a store they come to often.
You walk out of a store and you're not thinking about anything except for what you just got or what you're about to go do.
As cleanup begins, work crews picking up the pieces, hauling away what was left behind. Brant Filosena charged with driving under the influence of drugs and possession of narcotics.
It seems like they don't really think before they get in a vehicle and they're under the influence.
A lesson learned to always be aware even when you least expect it. As Sac Fire says, cars crashing into buildings is becoming more common.
I think we're having a rash of it right now. I hope it's not the new norm because we've definitely been experiencing a lot of those as of late.
Just be more alert, and I guess I'm working on not always blasting music and being more aware of my surroundings. I guess awareness is the key.
This little girl, big smile, full of life. She's now struggling to find her joy once again.
It made me feel so furious that words cannot even explain how I felt because she's my little girl.
Fanny's former teacher, 44-year-old Jenny Dominguez, is facing serious charges after witnesses say she was irrational and out of control.
Why she did that to my little girl?
According to court documents, Dominguez dragged 5-year-old Fanny between her legs, then grabbed her left arm and dragged her again until they reached a trash can 29 feet away. You can hear her stepfather asking her what happened in the car.
What happened? Why did she grab you? Because you had a spoon?
Witnesses say the incident allegedly stemmed from Dominguez telling her to throw a utensil away, and Fanny didn't want to.
They failed to protect my daughter from one of their own.
Patty even says Dominguez has bullied her in the past.
And my daughter stopped eating because she said her teacher called her fat, that she didn't need to be eating.
So now as Patty tries to help Fanny move on, she just hopes she gets some justice for her daughter.
I want the teacher to be punished for what she did.
HISD sent a statement that reads, HISD takes these situations very seriously, and the safety and well-being of our students is always our absolute top priority. HISD PD was notified of an allegation of misconduct, and the educator was immediately reassigned pending outcome of an investigation.
En medio de una protesta de familiares y vecinos de Guaymaca, en los juzgados penales de Talanca, dictaron auto de formal procesamiento a Roger Uriel Galvez Mencía por el asesinato de Jeremy Janiel Zúñiga Almendares, de 10 años.
Acusado por el delito de asesinato en perjuicio del menor Jeremy Daniel Zúñiga, hechos registrados el 7 de noviembre de este año en Guaymaca, Francisco Morazán.
Creen que el acusado deberá pagar con todo el peso de la ley el crimen que cometió en contra del menor.
Pidiendo justicia, porque los niños no se pueden tocar. Un niño indefenso, un niño que no tenía nada.
Las autoridades policiales mantuvieron el juzgado bajo fuertes medidas de seguridad para salvaguardar la integridad de las defensas, fiscales y funcionarios judiciales.
Y para salvaguardar las vidas de tanto como en este caso, de los fiscales que conocen el caso, los jueces que también van a tomar una decisión en apego a la ley, y también salvaguardar la vida del detenido, ¿verdad?, que está en manos del Estado, ¿verdad?
El hombre fue enviado a la cárcel de Siria, El Porvenir Francisco Morazán, mientras se sigue el proceso judicial, y en los próximos 60 días deberá acudir a la audiencia preliminar para determinar si la causa se eleva a juicio oral y público.
Like any 6-year-old child, Ilya's energy is endless. He wants constant attention and entertainment, and craves affection from the two people who care for him most. Now we have that love, they tell me. That love that makes you a family. We did not have this baby, but our love is real. Maria and Vladimir are Ilya's legal guardians. They've been a little family for more than 6 months. And the couple plan to formally adopt him and become parents to a child orphaned by this war. The pair was forced to flee their home in the east for Kyiv because of shelling, but refused to give up on their dream of starting a family.
This was such a difficult decision to adopt during a war. Did you hesitate? Did you think maybe this is not the right time?
We had been planning to adopt for many years, he says. The war pushed us to make it happen sooner. Now we wonder, why did we ever wait? Ilya's mom was killed in Mariupol, his birthplace. She left home to find food and was struck down by shelling in the first week of war. Unaware of his wife's fate, Ilya's father went looking for her the next day, only to lose his life too. Ilya was left with neighbors, where he sheltered with strangers for weeks in a cold, dark basement. When they ran out of food, Ilya says he started to eat his toys. The newfound parents are trying to give Ilya a sense of security.
Hello. Hi.
But when we visit their home in Kyiv, we see why that's a challenge. Blackouts caused by Russia's strikes on the power grid leave the family without electricity for hours. Sometimes he gets scared, she says. He is hysterical and he'll tell me it's like being back in Mariupol, in the basement, in the darkness. During the outages, the young family try to make things normal, playing games, watching movies, anything to ease Ilya's worried mind.
Do you get afraid in the dark, Ilya?
Not anymore, he says. I know the lights will come back on. And they do. During our interview, electricity is restored and Ilya runs to switch on the lights. Ready to play again. But first, he wants to put on his Spider-Man costume. He says it makes him feel strong and brave.
Aún no han aprendido a hablar y su vida ya parece ser un desafío. Estos pequeños y pequeñas esperan ser adoptados.
Que ellos necesitan cariño y amor y protección. También necesitan tener familia.
Echados en sus cunitas, 4 bebés sonríen mientras son cuidados por las mamitas, mujeres que se encargan de atenderlos y darles amor hasta que una familia los adopte. Cada bebé tiene una historia de abandono o violencia.
Muchos de los niños que están acá se encuentran en los basureros, en los baños de algunas terminales, los dejan en la puerta del hogar. Es increíble su raíz de cada uno de ellos.
Este es el Centro de Acogida Niño Jesús. En total, 22 infantes de 0 a 6 años viven aquí. Darles una familia es cambiarles la vida.
Son niños que merecen un lugar como cualquier otro niño, que como nuestros hijos que tenemos, como somos mamás y sentimos. Entonces, por eso es que nos emociona bastante que tengan ellos un lugar.
Adoptar es el acto de amor legal más grande y desprendido. Es darles a seres inocentes una nueva oportunidad para ser feliz.
These are the two most powerful nations in the world.
President Joe Biden says he wants to make sure competition with China doesn't devolve into conflict. His relationship with Chinese President Xi Jinping has been tense in recent months. In May, Biden reaffirmed the U.S. policy that states Taiwan is part of China. But he said he'd draw the line if China used force to take over the self-governing island.
Are you willing to get involved militarily to defend Taiwan if it comes to that?
Yes.
You are.
That's the commitment we made.
Then in August, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. China responded by suspending these aspects of its relations with the U.S.
Just look what we've done in Ukraine. Xi Jinping looks at the democracies of the world standing together, and he knows we'll do the same thing.
Biden and Xi are in Bali, Indonesia today for the G20 summit. That's likely to be tense, too, since Russia is a member of that group. Both Biden and this Ukrainian official have called for its expulsion. The Russian embassy in Indonesia says President Vladimir Putin won't attend the summit in person. That could save him some embarrassment when the Ukrainian president is scheduled to speak.
We're not allowing nations to just casually invade others.
This was an incredibly powerful thing to witness. For weeks now, we've covered Ukrainian rallies and Iranian rallies in different parts of town. But on Saturday afternoon, the two communities joined forces here in Balboa Park. Hundreds marching through Balboa Park.
Ukrainian, Iranian, united, united!
Two different cultures coming together with one message clear.
Today we unite our energies, our forces. We send this message that we do not tolerate tyranny.
Svitlana Rajulovic has family in Ukraine. After bombings in her hometown damaged critical infrastructure, there are times when she's unable to reach them.
I couldn't sleep at night because you don't know what's happening to them, and just this empathy, this is what unites us all. What do we want?
It's a horrific feeling Iranians here know as well. Parts of Iran currently without power or Wi-Fi as political unrest continues.
It's all about being together, not only just us Iranians, but the people of the world, including the people of Ukraine who are going through these atrocities.
What's it been like today to be out here?
It's amazing. If somebody told me we could get this in San Diego, I would not believe it.
Bibi Kasrai helped organize Saturday's joint rally.
Somebody who survived the first Iranian revolution as a child, the difference is we felt so isolated.
Feeling isolated no more. Steps taken together, fighting for human rights.
I hope that Iran becomes free.
And freedom. Members from both communities tell me that when people in Iran or people in Ukraine see this kind of support from places like San Diego on social media, it's not only encouraging, but it also brings them hope.
Queremos extenderles una gran invitación a todos nuestros televidentes de Telaruba para que sigan bien conectados con Primera Plana con Alejandra Forero, que transmitimos de lunes a viernes en nuestros 3 diferentes horarios. A las 6:30 nuestra premier, tendremos nuestra repetición a las 7:30 de la mañana y a la 1 de la tarde con las mejores noticias locales, internacionales, todos los sucesos que les dan la vuelta al mundo, noticias de virales, noticias de farándula y muchísimo más. Así que todos los días tenemos una cita aquí en Primera Plana con Alejandra Forero.
Te invitava para sintonizar Canal 23 já domingo hoje, 16h dia, para o Ac Mundial.
Te invitava para sintonizar Canal 23 para o Mundial de Futebol 2022, já domingo hoje, 16h dia.
Nos Mainta, Turja Luna, Jaranson y Javierna, de nuevo para su norte Mainta. Repetición a tarde y su siguiente día. Riba live streaming. Nos Mainta ta entretener, educar y informar. Nos Mainta, aquí na mes na Telearuba.
Telaruba junto Cubo. Just download the app.
something going up on the bill right away.
Cody Dornbush says he's seen the headlines, legalizing recreational marijuana on the table at the Capitol, now that Democrats will take full reign in January.
I just read that article maybe an hour ago, so now I'm like, okay, it's
He manages Hemp House in Uptown, still riding the wave of new business from a new law this summer legalizing some amounts of hemp-derived THC in edibles.
It's more euphoric, I would say.
Now he's already planning to expand business from retail to production if Democrats have the votes for pot to pass.
Seeing it kind of happen has been a surreal thing, and we're happy to be a part of it. We have a lot of good people that we've been able to work with.
There are more states where recreational marijuana is legal after Tuesday's election. Voters in Maryland and Missouri said okay to a ballot measure, while a few other states said no. That brings the total, though, to 21 states where it's legal. And as for what Minnesotans think, some polling shows that a majority support it, but there are divides along political lines. House Democrats last year passed a bill that failed in the GOP-led Senate. What was in it? Making marijuana legal for anyone 21 or older, expunging low-level cannabis crimes, and providing grants to launch cannabis businesses.
This caucus supports adult-use cannabis. I believe that we will pass that bill.
Stephen Brown, CEO of Nothing But Hemp, which has 6 stores in Minnesota, hopes lawmakers walk, not run, when it comes to this bill, so they can get it right.
There's just a lot of questions that we need answered so that we can actually have a thriving marijuana industry that's safe and effective for consumers.
It is on fire. It is. It's on fire.
Hot tickets sold at this Chevron gas station at Fulton and El Camino Avenues. The store turned one of its customers into a multimillionaire overnight.
Somebody that we know, somebody that we see every day, that would be good.
The California Lottery called the Fulton Chevron with the good news that they sold the $41 million Super Lotto Plus ticket at their Sacramento store.
It happened in Sacramento, You hear about it happening in other cities all the time, and this time, it was someone local, so that's good.
The mystery remains, though, who is the winner?
My P.O. box is right down the street. Rode right past there and went to Rancho and brought the tickets.
Karen Camel is a day late, wondering if she could have been California's latest millionaire.
Yeah, I'm beating myself up.
I know I didn't play this week. Missed my chance.
How often do you play the lottery here?
Be honest with you, every 2 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm trying to hit the big money so I can change my life.
You could say Fulton Chevron is one lucky place. Just 4 weeks ago, someone hit the Powerball, but they missed one number. They still took home $171,000.
2 tickets here? Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess I'll be here more often. Yeah, it's getting better than the casino up here.
Always, just being alive, I feel lucky. Hopefully I can win it and change stuff.
Man, congratulations, and hide somewhere.
Este proyecto tiene un impacto muy importante, ya que genera ingresos muy importantes para la provincia de Jujuy. Desde de vista social, podemos decir que mejora la calidad de vida de la gente, dándole trabajo a la gente de la zona.
Jujuy used to be a province before this project. They always import the energy from the other province and even from Chile. No? With this project, they have enough energy. It's very good for the living and also for the production.
Tenemos muy buenos artesanos. También acá este es uno de los mejores que haber visto. Cuando visitamos China y me reuní con el presidente Xi Jinping y firmamos aquel acuerdo por la planta solar, la predisposición del gobierno chino ha sido siempre buena, con profundizar el vínculo y realizar inversiones en la República Argentina, particularmente en Jujuy.
Sí, mira, la vida no sé cómo habrá sido si no hubiese estado este proyecto, yo creo, ¿no? Hubiese habido muchas más personas sin trabajo.
Ya se nota en lo que es la parte social del pueblo, ha crecido mucho. el poder económico, la gente ha empezado a adquirir unos sueldos más acorde.
Son una de las causas principales de enfermedades cardíacas. Los altos niveles del colesterol malo pueden causar obstrucciones y llevar a ataques cardíacos o derrames cerebrales. Pero algunos suplementos comunes podrían no ser la respuesta según un nuevo estudio.
Cuando estos suplementos son promocionados como saludables para el corazón o para el manejo del colesterol, eso es engañoso para el público.
El Dr. Luke Laffen, autor del estudio, dice haber visto un incremento en pacientes en Estados Unidos que utilizan suplementos. Dice que visto que estos no son evaluados por la Administración de Medicamentos y Alimentos, quería, junto a sus colegas, investigar si en realidad brindan un beneficio de salud. Estudiaron 6 de ellos: el aceite de pescado, el ajo, la canela, la cúrcuma, los esteroles de plantas y el arroz de levadura roja. Compararon los resultados con un placebo y a las medicinas comúnmente usadas para tratar las enfermedades cardíacas, como las estatinas.
No funcionan, no son efectivos para disminuir el colesterol.
En un comunicado, una asociación de comercio de la industria de suplementos dijo: los suplementos no son soluciones rápidas y puede que no sean revelados sus efectos durante la duración de un estudio de solo 4 semanas. El Dr. Laffen dice que no todo mundo necesita tomar medicinas para disminuir el colesterol. Una dieta saludable y el ejercicio pueden ayudar a algunos, pero dice que aquellos que necesitan ayuda adicional deberían hablar con sus médicos sobre las opciones que tienen. Agrega que algunos suplementos también pueden interactuar negativamente con otros medicamentos.
Probablemente no hacen nada para mejorar su salud cardíaca y en algunos casos podrían ser dañinos.
Tras 7 meses de preparación y viajes extensos, las parejas de bailarines llegaron a Leticia con el objetivo de exponer su folclore.
Nosotros vivimos a 10 horas de la capital de Chile, hacia el sur, así que hicimos 10 horas en recorrido en bus y después 6 horas aproximadamente a Bogotá, más la hora y media, 2 horas de Bogotá acá a Leticia, así que pero llegamos súper contentas.
Venimos desde Ecuador, nos tomó 5 horas de viaje poder llegar acá. Venimos de la ciudad de Ambato, que queda a 2 horas de la capital, que es Quito.
Esfuerzo recompensado en los aplausos de 4.000 asistentes que asistieron a este encuentro internacional para vivir este intercambio cultural.
De este festival. ¡Fuerte el aplauso a Laura!
Este festival me ha parecido espectacular, es una oportunidad muy importante para mostrar la cultura tanto del Amazonas como de otras regiones del país, entonces invito a toda la gente del país a que venga al Amazonas a conocer de este festival porque tenemos muchos escenarios culturales para mostrar.
Hoy fueron más de 100 artistas en escena y todo este festival. Para el próximo año esperamos muchísimas sorpresas.
Un encuentro que año tras año crece el número de participantes.
Este año X, Festival de Cine Feminista de Ecuador. En su 4ª edición ofrecerá funciones virtuales y presenciales en Quito y Cuenca, además de alianzas para proyectar las cintas en 14 ciudades más del país.
Son centros culturales, centros comunitarios, cineclubes alrededor del país. Estamos súper contentas porque vamos a estar desde Tulcán, abajo, Loja, Cariamanga, Zamora, Yanzasa, en la costa también en Manglar Alto, San Lorenzo, vamos también a Napo, a Puyo.
Una programación compuesta por 26 películas de 20 países.
Tenemos películas sobre migración, maternidad, cuidados, salud sexual y reproductiva, ¿no? Como que ahí hay mucha variedad también. Y entre ellas sí, este año hemos logrado tener una selección de varias de las películas han estado en los festivales más relevantes, digamos, del mundo.
Muévete, apúrate, que ya eres una señorita y tienes que aprender para cuando tengas marido.
El festival se creó para generar conciencia en el público sobre la necesidad de cambiar actitudes y pensamientos machistas.
Y que tengamos conciencia de las distintas realidades que viven mujeres y niñas en el país, en el mundo, ¿no? Y hacerlo desde el cine, que es una herramienta de entretenimiento y a la vez que logra generar empatía.
X, Festival Feminista de Ecuador.
Su animal humano está enfermo. Yo puedo curarlo.
Para evitar que desaparezcan los secretos de los abuelos que le daban un sabor inigualable al chorizo o a la cuajada con arepa de chocolo, más de 30 cocineros tradicionales de Santander saldrán a la plaza de Barichara para darle una probadita a los visitantes.
De la conservación, de la historia y de transmitir el saber de esos cocineros como nuestros adultos mayores, como nuestros ancestros.
Será un trueque de memorias y conocimientos que deben permanecer vivos.
De la cocina de nuestros antepasados que lo haya dejado con la boca abierta.
El uso de muchas hojas dentro de las preparaciones, que dan mucho sabor. Entonces no solo las cubrían, sino también hacían como rollitos y las incrustaban dentro de los arroces o dentro de los guisos.
Para los cocineros es importante que las nuevas generaciones aprendan las recetas y las revolucionen.
En mi casa, en la finca de mis abuelos, este era un plato tradicional, entonces poderlo traer a la ciudad es algo muy importante. Estamos tratando de rescatar también esas tradiciones de nuestros hogares.
Tradiciones que se recordarán en la maratón gastronómica Sabores y Saberes de Santander.
There are some comedians such as Jerry Seinfeld, who want nothing more than to interconnect with the audience, the live audience, and do stand-up.
And Bud Friedman made that happen. Friedman founded the Improv Comedy Club in New York and then in Los Angeles, shepherding generations of comics who became household names, from Jay Leno to Rodney Dangerfield to Richard Pryor. The Hollywood Improv says Bud Friedman has died at the age of 90.
May I play with you, monsieur?
Well, I hope this won't be embarrassing for you. Who the hell is that?
That is Kelvin Harrison Jr. in the first trailer for Chevalier, about the son of an African slave and a French plantation owner. The celebrated violinist, composer, and fencer rose to the heights of French society and attracted the attention of Marie Antoinette. The musical drama, inspired by a true story, opens in theaters April 7th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
A familiar jolly face is back behind the beard in The Santa Clauses.
Being Santa has meant the world to me. Once a year, I get to spread joy and magic to people everywhere.
But Tim Allen, portraying the right jolly old elf, had both drawbacks and perks.
Originally, when I went out to get fitted again, they don't do it differently. It's just as claustrophobic and hot and uncomfortable. That said, once we got in it and I saw the reaction people had, I've become a different guy. And arguably, because of my age, the Santa suit now looks younger than me. That's just how weird it is. When I'm in the suit, my skin is flawless and I'm really quite healthy looking.
Speaking of, do you happen to know if there was a Mrs. Claus before me?
Elizabeth Mitchell is back as Mrs. Claus.
We had the best time. The minute I walked onto set, the minute I got in the midst of everybody, I did have to pinch myself quite a few times. It was an absolute joy to do.
You know, I have a Funicino. Put cocoa in it instead of coffee. Put a little peppermint in there if you have that. Chop up some cookies and sprinkles.
Name for the order?
Santa.
Sir, my job is hard enough.
Not even close to starting my Christmas shopping in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
With my family.